Hello, guys. My name's Sky and my husband is Tyson. Not using fake names because we are neither famous nor rich. We are pretty middle-class people living in a fairly populated suburb near a city. Anyway, today I will tell you about my crazy mother-in-law, Jill. Let me just start by saying this. Jill was not thrilled to have me in her son's life. Any ideas why? Well, this woman wanted him to marry her best friend's daughter. She always talked about it like it was something destined to happen. She told me, "You know what, Sky? You were just a temporary spot in Tyson's life. My best friend's daughter, Samantha, is his life partner. They grew up together and are thick as thieves." Samantha? Is this the same woman who has been harassing him on social media and in public? I'm pretty sure Tyson wants her nowhere near him now. It's just a silly misunderstanding they had because of you. I am pretty sure you made Tyson blow everything out of proportion. He listened to you and overreacted. Are you going to just ignore the fact that she tried to forcefully kiss him at a party? This is assault, if you are not aware of it, and it's definitely not okay. Oh, well, Samantha got a little excited. She does love Tyson a lot. If you weren't being so publicly affectionate with Tyson, she wouldn't have done that. Plus, it's not even a big deal. Tyson and Samantha are meant to be with each other. Just wait. I'm pretty sure Tyson will cheat on you. It is just a matter of time. I can tell that you won't be able to keep him. Yes, it was incredibly bizarre. I'm not one of those women who save nasty people just because they are family. The first thing I did was tell Tyson everything. As usual, he was furious and confronted Jill about it. The fact that Jill cared nothing about her son getting assaulted should have been a major red flag, and trust me, it was for me. But Tyson had a hard time letting his mom go. His brother Brian also advocated for his mother and begged us to forgive her every time, so we were stuck in the cycle of forgiving Jill and her doing something stupid again. The last straw was at our wedding. Jill brought Samantha to the wedding as her +1. When she asked for a +1, I was skeptical. Tyson's father was never in the picture, and we didn't know that she was dating anyone. Tyson didn't want to fight with his mom on this, so she was granted a +1. Who knew that she would bring Samantha with her? She was thrown out, of course. Both Samantha and Jill were thrown out. After that, we went low contact with Jill. We were still paying her rent because she took a lower paying job. But Jill was banned from our house and wasn't allowed to contact us except for emergencies. She didn't like that, and so didn't Brian. Brian said, "Guys, can you not do this to Mom, please? Look, I know she made a mistake, but she is still your mom, Tyson. She has been crying and missing you." There is no use crying now. She should have considered these consequences when she repeatedly kept crossing our boundaries. She even refused to take the Samantha incident seriously. I get it, Sky, but seriously though, I'm sure she will never repeat this. You guys gave me a house key for emergencies while you won't give her one. How will she help you when I am not around? My sister has a key too, so that's not a problem at all. Okay, then at least her visit sometime. Talk to her when she calls. Come on, guys. She doesn't deserve this treatment. Brian did his best to argue on behalf of his mom, but Tyson had enough and shut him down. Since Tyson is supporting Brian through college, he didn't make much trouble. He was scared of pissing off his brother. Anyway, we thought that the issue had been solved. For a month, there was some peace, but soon something strange began to happen. For about 2 months, both me and Tyson found unknown lingerie around the house. Now, anyone in this situation would immediately doubt their spouses, but we knew better than that. At first, we were annoyed at it, but then we were seriously concerned. Someone had been coming into the house and leaving out these things purposely. Our first suspects were my sister and Brian. But they both had their own apartments and didn't need to use ours for any recreational activities. Then my mind immediately went to Jill. I told Tyson, I have a bad feeling that Jill is somehow involved in this. What are you saying, Sky? Mom doesn't have access to our house. And she had no way to come inside. Don't be ridiculous. She had tried to make me believe that you were cheating on me. She has tried the same trick on you too, Tyson. Besides, she knows our schedules well and knows when to come to not get caught. I don't know, Sky. It seems like a bad suspicion. Mom has respected our boundaries so far. There is no way she would do something so childish. No matter how much in denial Tyson was, I was almost sure that Jill was behind this. I was angry at her for trying to mess up my marriage again and making me feel creeped out in my own home. Anyway, since I didn't have any concrete evidence, I let it go. I needed to get some more evidence before cutting Jill out of our lives for good. I got the chance to catch Jill only a week after this conversation. You see, I was scheduled to go on a girls' vacation with my friends. Very few people knew about it. Tyson would be alone at home with Brian, joining him between classes. The whole trip was planned and I was looking forward to it. But tragedy struck one of my friends and we had to cancel the plan. I am not going to reveal what happened due to privacy reasons, but I will say that there was no way we could go. So me and Tyson ended up cuddling on the couch while watching TV. He was happy that he didn't have to stay away from me for 2 weeks. Anyway, when we were about to have dinner, I got a call from Jill. I wanted to hang up, but remembered that she hadn't called me once in the past few months, so I genuinely thought that it might be an emergency. I put her on speaker and hushed Tyson. As I picked up, I immediately heard Jill crying. She said, "Sky, I'm so sorry I'm disturbing you at this unholy hour. There is something really important that I want to tell you." "What's the matter, Jill? Are you crying? Is everything all right?" "No, everything is not all right, Sky. I was near your house and I saw Tyson with another woman. They were making out in your own house. Sky, I saw it with my own eyes." "What? Can you give me some details about this?" Tyson was looking at me with wide eyes. I also shared his look but remained calm. I motioned for him to stay quiet so that I could speak to Jill without her knowing anything. I knew that she had some sort of agenda on her mind. She continued to say, "What do I say, Sky? It was horrible. I don't think I can tell you what they were doing. It's embarrassing and disgusting. Thank God I walked away before I could see more. Oh my God, I'm so disgusted. You should divorce him, you know." "I don't know, Jill. I have a hard time digesting this information. I don't think Tyson will ever cheat on me like that. Are you sure you saw him with someone else?" "Yes, I'm sure, Sky. I saw it with my very own eyes. I walked off immediately before they could spot me. You need to get your head out of the clouds, Sky. I always told you my son would cheat on you." Gone were her tears and sadness from discovering her son cheating on his wife. Instead, she now sounded smug about everything. She was convinced that Tyson cheated on me because I wasn't capable of keeping him happy. I immediately knew that Jill hadn't called me to warn me of the situation. She had called me to gloat about what she found. No matter how hard she tried to sound concerned for me, her real motive spilled out in a minute. I said, "You really did tell me that Tyson would cheat on me. I wish I had listened, but I still don't understand. Me and Tyson were happy together. Why would he do this to me?" "You are a dumb witch. Do you know that, Sky? My son is such a handsome and intelligent man. He could get absolutely anyone in this world. You trapped him with your charms and forced him to marry you. He can see through your innocent face now. Finally, he understood his worth. So you are telling me that my husband cheated because I wasn't good enough? I still don't believe it, Jill. He would never do that to me. Oh, but he did, dear Sky. Just like I predicted, he slept with someone else the moment you were out on a vacation. If you want to stay in denial, do as you please. But I know the truth because I saw it with my own eyes. Be ready to have your stuff thrown out of the house once you come back. Wow, you really do sound very sure of yourself, Jill. I guess I'll have to take your word for it. Why don't we add Tyson and confront him together? That will be the best solution, right? Jill was just starting to protest when I signaled Tyson to speak. He was already stewing in anger and trying very hard to hold himself together. He heard his mother insult the two of us over and over again. That was bound to make him mad. I said, "Hey, Tyson, your mom's saying that she saw you cheating on me with someone else. That too in my own house. What's going on, dear?" "Mom, what the hell are you talking about? Why would you make up such a fake story like this? I am not cheating on Sky and never will." But I saw you with someone, Tyson. There is no way you can deny it. You were making out with someone in the house. I know Sky isn't in the house, so you must have taken advantage of it. What is this bullshit story you are spinning, Mom? Nothing like that happened. Why are you trying to ruin my relationship? Son, why are you getting mad at me? I'm on your side. I always knew you would get tired of Sky. She's not good enough for you. Trust me, I'm not mad that you cheated. Stop it, Mom. I haven't cheated on Sky. Stop spinning this bullshit story. I don't know who told you this, but there is no one else for me. I love Sky, and I would never even dream about cheating on her. Come on, Tyson, you don't have to lie. I saw you cheating with my own eyes. Just because Sky isn't at home doesn't mean she won't find out the truth. Who the hell said that Sky isn't at home? There was a stunned silence on Jill's side while she processed that question. I was thoroughly enjoying the show and was really interested to know where and how Jill was getting information about us. We were close to cracking this case, and I could feel my heart swell with anticipation. I said, "That is a question to ask Tyson. So, Jill, how did you know that I would be out of town? I'm sure Tyson didn't tell you. We barely talk to you anymore, Jill. How did you know?" That's not important, Sky. Who cares about how I know? You should be more concerned about your marriage than me. Who knows? My son might come to his senses and leave you. He's already banging someone else as soon as you leave for a vacation. Now, here is the catch, Jill. I never went on that vacation. Yes, I was supposed to leave today, but one of my friends had a tragedy, so we canceled the trip altogether. What? You didn't leave for vacation? But I saw... Yes, Jill, you saw Tyson cheating on me with someone else. But there is one important detail, Jill. You said that you saw this with your own eyes. Pray tell me, what were you doing at the house? That's right. You were not supposed to know about the vacation, and you were not supposed to come into the house. How did you do that, Mom? Where did you get the keys? Answer me. There was another round of stunned silence on Jill's end. At this moment, Jill knew that she had messed up. We had caught her doing something shady, and she had nowhere to escape. She didn't know what to say and remained silent for a few seconds before mumbling something and hanging up on us. She got scared and didn't want to say anything that could land her in further trouble. Tyson was extremely furious and finally started to see that we needed to cut off Jill from our lives. But a question remained. Tyson said, "God, I can't believe this. So, Mom had been coming to our house regularly? You were telling the truth." The things that were happening in the house made it seem obvious. I knew that it had to be her. She may not have been talking to us, but she sure does know a lot. I've been thinking about the same thing, Sky. How the hell did she get a copy of our key? This is insane. I have a hunch, Tyson. I believe it was Brian who gave her the key. Look, Brian always told us that we were being cruel to his mother, so we know for a fact that he doesn't agree with us. That's not possible. He'll never betray me. He has some issues towards you, but I doubt he would go this far. Think about it, Tyson. He's the only one in the family who knew about my vacation. And the only one outside my friend circle who didn't know that the plan had been cancelled. Suddenly it all starts to sound right. Tyson looked distressed for a while and was straight up in denial. But slowly details added up and it became evident that Brian was feeding Jill info about us. Also, he was one of the few people who had access to our house keys. After we talked about this issue, we went starlight to the apartment where Brian was staying, and guess who we found there? Yes, Jill dear was there with a panicked look on her face. Tyson looked even more furious than before. I said, well, looks like my hunch was right, Tyson. It was Brian who had been meddling in our business. What? What are you talking about? My mom can be here whenever she pleases. Also, I don't need your permission to talk to her. No, we never told you not to talk to Mom. But we told you not to share information about us with Mom. You crossed our boundaries and did just that. And you gave her a copy of our house keys, didn't you? Brian looked concerned at what we said. He might be an adult, but boy, he does get pretty scared of his older brother. He kept looking at his mom, who was looking at her feet and not talking. Brian didn't know what to say. I guess his panic made him unable to come up with any bullshit story to save himself. I said, there is no use denying this, Brian. We already know it was you. You were one of the two other people who have our house keys. And I know for a fact that my sister wouldn't give Jill the keys even if her life depended on it. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't give her any house keys. Hell, I didn't even know she went to your house. You don't know that, Brian. Isn't that why Mom is here crying? Are you telling me she isn't here to inform you that she has been caught? Do you think I'm dumb? You are the one who told Jill about my vacation, and you were the only one who didn't know that it was cancelled. You can't lie to us, Brian. We know for sure that it was you. Look, Tyson, she's your mother. How can you just lock her out of your life like that? I know I crossed a major boundary, but Mom was just worried about you. Mom was so worried about me that she trespassed and then tried to plant evidence in my home. She tried to break me and Sky apart, Brian. Can't you see that? I was just doing this for your own good, Tyson. Sky isn't the right match for you. My friend's daughter has loved you since kindergarten. You should have married her. I promised her that I would make you divorce Sky. Brian didn't know everything. He just felt bad for me. Don't yell at him like that. Me and Tyson were shocked to hear this. We knew that her friend's daughter had been highly inappropriate with Tyson, and that's why we didn't see her anymore. We knew that Jill didn't agree with our decision, but we didn't know that she had been actively encouraging this girl's wild dreams. Tyson had no idea, and even Brian looked hella surprised. Brian said, Mom, you promised that you wouldn't do anything like this. That's why I gave you their keys and details about them. You promised that you wouldn't try to break them up. We talked about this, Mom. I know what's best for Tyson. I don't want to hear anything else. Sky is a shit woman and won't be able to keep Tyson for long. I bet she's using him for money and will divorce him after a few years. I'm trying to save my son from ruin. Don't you dare talk about my wife like that. You didn't do anything for me or my happiness. You did this because you have a messed up dream of seeing me marry your best friend's daughter. You care nothing about me or my feelings. Hell, you trespassed into my house and invaded my privacy, Mom. I don't think I will ever forgive you for that. It's time me and Sky go low contact with you. No, 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 Tyson, what are you saying? I'm your mother. You can't just do this to me. We already dealt with this low contact nonsense. Let's not escalate things and make it worse. You are the only one escalating things and making it worse, Mom. You crossed all of our boundaries 1,000,000 times. And you tried to break us up multiple times as well. Tyson might forgive you because he's your son, but I never will. That also applies to you too, Brian. No matter what your reasons, you shouldn't have betrayed us in the first place. There, my wife has said it, guys. Since she wants nothing to do with you two anymore, I don't either. Consider all your financial privileges gone. Mom, I'm not paying your rent. Brian, your college fees are on you, and so is the accommodation. I don't reward people for bad behavior. My decision is final. After hearing this, both Brian and Jill started to beg and plead with us for forgiveness. They made promises about being better and finally treating our boundaries with respect. I guess it was a little too late for that. With some more rounds of shouting and berating on all sides, Tyson told Jill never to contact him again. We were also changing locks and setting up security cameras for good measure. We threatened Jill with a cease and desist letter if she does anything stupid. She kept crying and begging for forgiveness from Tyson while occasionally calling me names. Brian just stood there with his head down. He was finally understanding the gravity of the situation. Now, that wraps up what happened on that fateful day. So, do you want to know what happened afterward? Well, Jill got arrested, of course. Turns out she really wasn't interested in taking us seriously at all. We changed the locks and installed security cameras the next day. That night she came pounding on our door crying and screaming. Something about how I can't separate her from her son. Anyway, she threw my precious potted lilies at the door and we promptly called the police. She kicked and screamed about how she deserved to be in the house that belonged to her son and how I was holding her grown-ass man hostage in his own house. The police ignored her lame lies and took her back to the station. We couldn't file a restraining order with the limited evidence, but we are trying our best. My sweet husband had brought me brand new lilies to make up for the lost ones. With that out of the way, here's what happened when Jill realized that her son really wasn't giving her any money at all. Brian realized that quickly and took up 2 jobs to support himself. He was actually remorseful about what he did, so there is some hope of salvaging our relationship. But Jill went mad when Tyson didn't send her money. She did work, but not enough to stay in an apartment. Right now, the most she can afford is a trailer. Anyway, she doesn't learn her lesson and comes banging on our door again. This time she discarded the pots and threw Tyson's armchair at the door. How creative, right? The police were not thrilled, and we finally got a restraining order in place. We don't know the whereabouts of Jill anymore, since she finally realized what a waste of money it would be to hire a lawyer or make bail. So she is keeping away for now. Me and Tyson have joined couples counseling and are working to strengthen our marriage a bit more. We have been discussing talking to Brian again, but we are on the fence about it. I don't know what the future holds, but I sure do enjoy the peace right now.